right, y'all. Sit down, lie down, squat down. I'm back. Part 2, meet Cowboy. So, where I left off was we had just got back in touch. And I really, truly figured at this moment, I figured he was dating somebody. So I was just going to shoot the breeze with him for a minute or two, and then, we're going to get off the phone. But, to my surprise, he wasn't. So, what did you think when I reached back out?
I was glad.
Did you think I'd wait that long, or did you think it'd have been? Did you even think I'd reach back out?
No, I didn't even think you'd reach back out, to be honest with you. I figured you were done.
Well.
You got the M word, and you were hightailing it out.
The M word. And now we're gonna do the N word next year.
Yeah.
So, conversation went good. I remember when I got off the phone with him, I was like, I don't know if I ever told you this. But I was like, after we got off the phone that day, I was like, I really like the flow and how the conversation goes with him. I mean, because you could keep up with my wit. You don't say a whole lot.
Well, no, I don't say a whole lot because I'm trying to figure you out. You're talking. I wish I had 2 phones so I could talk to you on one and I could just start looking up things that you say and I don't know about.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Some joke and say he's just waiting for you to catch your breath so he can say something.
I like to joke.
He's not good
No, I'm not.
at it. He's not. He'll tell a joke and I'm like, what? That's not good. So, we talked, a couple weeks?
Yes.
Before we met. It was a few weeks. And then, I had taken the kids out of town one day to go shopping, and I forgot, we were doing some other things. Back to school shopping, I think, was the weekend. And I was still kind of on the fence on whether I wanted to date, what I wanted to do. I mean, I've just been alone for so long and done my own thing for so long. And so starting a relationship, there's compromises you have to make. And you got to bend, and you got to learn that not everything can be done your way. So I struggled with the thought of, am I giving up my independence? Which I think for most independent women, that is very common to say. But I took the kids out of town that weekend, and I told him, I said, I'll be busy. I'll get in touch with you when we get back. He's okay. We got halfway through the day, and I'm like, this dude has not texted me. Like, what's up? So I had texted him. I was like, hey, I hadn't heard from you all day. And he goes, yes, you told me that you're with the kids, and you'll get in touch with me when you get a chance. So I'm not going to interrupt you when you have time with your children. That was what sealed it for me. I thought, okay, no matter what, he's going to respect my independence. No matter what, he's going to respect boundaries. No matter what, he's just the type of guy that's just going to go with the flow. And that, for somebody like me who is very impatient, yes, I'm impatient, and OCD, which... Why are you shaking your head? No, say it. Come on, say it. They can't see you, so you got to say it.
Well, we can have another episode on the OCD. That's an episode of its own.
Is it that bad?
It's pretty extreme.
I was showing him, was it today? I was showing him how I did my towels and stuff and wash rags.
Yes. You rotate your stock.
I do. The fresh clean ones go to the bottom. The ones that are already on the shelf go to the top, so the old get used before the clean get used. That's how I do it. That's how I do it with my clothes. I start from the left, and I pull from the left, all fresh washed clothes, all dry clean clothes go to the far right, so we don't reuse the same clothes. That's just how I think. So we finally decided, after that I was like, he asked me, he said, when are we going to meet? I said, I'm waiting on you to ask. And he said, done, let's meet. So we set a date to meet. And I think we both were nervous because I was like, is he going to come through? Is he going to come up? Is he not? All these thoughts. He had all these thoughts, but he drove, 4 hours?
Yes.
About a 4.5 hour drive to my house. So he came. And I remember seeing his truck, and I commented, I saw this beautiful truck. And he was still in his truck because he had gotten lost in town. So I was like, here, just follow me. And so he was following me to get to his hotel because the kids were at the house. So obviously we went out. We spent time together. It was going out to eat and at the hotel. And so we finally met. And I got out of the car, and so I want you to say your first thoughts because I'm gonna do my first impression. What was your first impression when I got out of the car?
Wow, she's really gorgeous. It's a very gorgeous lady. Very. Yeah, I was nervous, very nervous.
Well, I think I was shorter than what you thought.
Well, maybe you were wearing boots, so you were a little bit taller too, though.
Well, I know, but
you were very, very beautiful.
So I walked over to the truck. Now, this man has been trained in boxing. Used to compete in boxing. Used to ride bulls. Back in the, of course, this was when we were younger. Back in the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't get on one now.
Now. And for some reason, I made him nervous. I remember walking over to the truck and him getting out, and his whole body was shaking. Like, it threw me for a moment. What was it that made you so nervous?
I didn't want to mess up.
So you were overthinking it.
Overthinking, overanalyzing everything. I did not want to mess up. I did not want to say the wrong thing. I was very thoughtful before I spoke. Everything.
Yes, he was. He was very careful what he said. I noticed that. And I remember telling him, relax. I'm just a down-home girl. He's shaking his head no right now. And I remember you saying, no, you're not. And I said, yeah, I'm just a down-home girl. I'm the girl next door. And I reached over and I gave him a hug, and I could feel his whole body tremble. That happened to be your birthday weekend as well.
Yes, it was.
So I surprised him with a new pair of cowboy boots. And I got you a shirt, was it? No. It was just the boots. It was the boots. So, I'm going to stop there. The next one, the part 3, will be the night he proposed. And it was very interesting, let me say that. Leading up to the proposal was a very, very interesting evening. So, life lesson. I think the life lesson is sometimes I think we don't give ourselves enough credit, because he felt like, we've talked obviously about it after, that, you know, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm a cowboy, and he just, I don't think he gave himself enough credit. Because I knew after the first time I spoke to him, the very first conversation, I said, he's one of the good ones. I knew right away. But when he said the M word, that kind of scared me off. But I just knew he was one of the good guys. And he was very, he didn't sugarfoot around things. He's careful with his words, but he's, to me, I think you speak directly, like myself. You're very direct, matter of fact. You are more careful with your words than I am, I think. And he just had a big heart, and I saw that from the very beginning. And so it kind of goes what I was saying last time, which is, had we let our fear take over, we would have never met. And he feared fear itself and realized that him being who he was what attracted me to him. Because I knew, with this one, I'm not going to have to worry about games. And he's going to be honest, and he's a hard worker, and just all these wonderful qualities that I'd always wanted but never found. So, the good ones, life lesson, be patient, because the good ones are still out there. As the song goes, -1. All right, y'all. Please and thank yous are a must. Smile never hurt no one. Be cognizant of the things you say and how you say them, because kindness is priceless. Have a good week, y'all.